Hi there, my name's Vince from mrtelephone.co.uk, and in this video today I'm going to show you how the 8B Telecom crimp works, also known as a 3-wire connector, called different things by different manufacturers. 3M call it a UR connector, or the bigger size is the UR2 connector. So basically the 8B 3-wire connector and the UR2 wire connector will fit the conductor size of 0.4 to 0.9 millimeters. That means the actual copper wire on the inside, and an outside diameter of just over 2 millimeters. So that means the copper conductor with the plastic around the outside. It doesn't mean the actual white sheath. We're just talking about the plastic on the actual wire itself. So conductor is the copper, and the outside diameter is the wire that can fit into the crimp. So it basically fits 26 AWG, which means American wire gauge, to 19 AWG. Now on the UR connector, it is a slightly smaller outside diameter. So if you have a look there, there's an outside diameter of 1.67 millimeters, and you can actually see that with your eyes. You can see here, this one here is the UR2, which will have a 2 millimeter outside diameter, just over 2 mil, and this one here is the UR. And if you have a look there, you will see that the UR2 does have bigger holes than the UR connector. So what do these do? Basically, it joins 3 wires together. So let's say if we wanted to join this white cable to this black cable and also to this white thicker cable here, it will allow us to join 3 wires together. So it's exactly the same as getting the wires and twisting them round. So if we got the copper here on the white, blue and the white blue on all 3 cables, if we got that there and just twisted them round each other like so, and then put solder on them. The problem with that is it's not a very good connection. When you solder it is a good connection, but it's very time consuming. So all we need to do is pop them into each crimp, close the lid off the crimp, and job is done. You've got moisture resistant because in here it's filled with gel, and the gel allows the dampness and stuff to keep out of the crimp, so it's not going to corrode. It's not going to oxidize or anything, the conductors on the inside. So let's say now we want to join these 3 cables together. So let's get the blue wires on each on the 3 cables. That's the blue wire off the black, the blue wire on the white, and the blue wire from the Cat 5e thicker white cable. Right, so these are the 3 that we want to join together. Now we just put 1 wire in each hole. Don't try to put any more than that, it's just 1 wire per hole. And what you do is you move them along until they all get to the very end of the crimp. Now obviously it's easy here because they're all loose, but in the real world sometimes you can find that maybe 1 wire, 2 wires go all the way in and 1 wire short at the end there. That end wire may not make the connection depending on the inside metal V that cuts into the wires. Now with these you don't need to cut back the insulation. You can put them in without cutting the insulation, because the metal V on the inside does it for you. What happens is when you close the lid on this, the metal V forces itself onto the wire and cuts the outer plastic to touch the copper on the inside. So that's all you have to do. Use a visual check to make sure the wires have gone all the way in, and then you get your special crimping tool, or a lot of people just use pliers or mole grips if you're only using this as a DIYer, and you just put it in there like so, and then just close the lid. And sometimes you'll see a little bit of gel come out the bottom of the wires. Now when you're handling this gel, it's always a good idea just to give your hands a good wipe and clean afterwards, especially if you're about to eat your sandwich at lunchtime or whatever you're eating. Just give your hands a good wash. Right, so that's the blue one connected. Now let's do the same with the white blue. Right, so remember, don't put it in with the insulation cut back. So if you have what's known by a lot of telephone engineers as a shiner, just cut it back so that the wires that you're putting in all have their insulation on them. This time let's use a UR2 crimp from 3M. These all do the same job. It doesn't matter what manufacturer you go with, it's just that some are nicer quality than others ones. If you get the cheap Chinese ones from China, then the tolerances might not be as good, so you might find that maybe 1 out of 100 crimps fail, for example. Now that doesn't sound much, but if you're doing jobs, especially remaking a joint outside, then that means that a customer's gone out of service, so it's always good to use the proper crimps. Right, okay, so that's that one there. Now, you can use pliers, so for example, you can use them, but the problem is because they're not cut away like the real crimping tool, see this has got a cutaway bit, you have to work your way around the crimp, so it'd be unlikely that you're going to get it in one go, so you probably have to crimp it here, then around the edge here, and then around the edge here, which is fine, you can do that. Or what some electricians or DIYers use is they use mole grips, you know, these grips here, where you can adjust how big the jaw goes. So if you put it onto there like so, push the wires all the way in, and then just crimp down, you will see then that I haven't damaged the crimp because the mole grips ain't going to go any more than that anyway. Yeah. And again, that's made the connection. You see the lid has gone flat. And now if we get our multimeter, we should find that all 3 wires are joined together. So if I use my multimeter here on the continuity setting, when I touch the wires together, you can hear that it's making the sound. So if I go onto the white-blue wire on the thicker white cable, we should now be in contact with the white-blue on the black, which we are, and the white-blue on the white, which we are. And now if I was to go onto the blue wire on the thick white cable, we should be in contact with the blue from the black and also the blue from the smaller white. There you go. So that's how you use the 8B 3-wire connector. Hope you found the video useful. Please give it a thumbs up if it's helped you out. Take care. Bye now.